Welcome to Lesson 8. Today we're going to be using controls and reports and forms. And the skills that we're going to be learning are adding controls, defining control tab order, formatting controls, arranging control alignment size and position, and adjusting page margins and changing page orientation for forms and reports. So a control is an object that displays data, performs actions, and lets you improve the look and usability of a form or report. An unbound control does not have a data source. It displays information such as lines, shapes, or pictures. Alright, so we're going to be opening up Wingtip Toys inventory out of our data files for Lesson 8. Wingtip inventory. Okay, the first thing that it tells us to do is to save it. So we're going to go to File, Save As, find our Info Tech folder. Access Lesson 8, save it as wingtip-inventory-final. Alright, it tells us to double click on, let me just make this a little bit easier to view here. Okay. Double click on the Toy Summary Report to open it, and on the Home tab in the Views group we're going to change it to Design View, and then on the Design tab in the Header and Footer group, just right here, we're going to click on the Logo button. The Insert Picture dialog box appears, and we're going to navigate to our Access Data Files Lesson 8 folder, and we're going to find the Toys picture. Click OK to open it. The picture is inserted in Report View. On the Design tab in the Header and Footer group, we're going to click Title button. The title control with the title Toy Summary is inserted in the Report Header section. The text in the title is selected. It says type Inventory Summary by Toy. And press the Enter key. On the Design Contextual tab in the Header Footer group, we're going to click Date and Time. The Date and Time dialog box appears as shown in Figure 8-3. And we're going to click OK to accept the default time formats. The default time controls are inserted in the report header section, so you may have to kind of move over, but it should be right there. Okay, if we were to maybe close out of that, you could see it a little bit better. Okay, so on the Design Contextual tab in the Headers Footers group, we're going to click Page Number button. The page number dialog box appears. In the page section of the page numbers dialog box, we're going to select bottom page. So we want it to go in the footer. So make sure in the position section, click bottom of the page. We're going to click OK. If necessary, scroll to the bottom of the report. You should see the page indicator right down here at the bottom. It says to click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar. Pause, leave the report open to use in the next exercise. Next, we're going to be using a bound control. A bound control uses a field in a table or query as the data source. Bound controls such as text boxes display information such as text, date, numbers, pictures, or graphs from a field in a table or query. It says, take note, the process for changing a control's default label name for a report or form is the same. Once shown how to change a label name for a report control, you can change a label name for a form control in the same way. The process for adding or removing a control to and from a report is also the same. Once shown how to add or remove a control to or from a report, you can add or remove a similar control to a form in the similar manner. Alright, we're still using this toy summary report. It says on the Design tab, Contextual tab, we're going to click Add Existing Fields. The Fields list pane appears, and we're going to click on Show All Tables. And we're going to click the ID field and drag it to the right of the position control. Price control. So I'm going to drag it somewhere down here to the right of price control. Okay. And we're going to let go. Okay. Ooh, I don't really like where that is. I'm going to move it. It's kind of overlapping my price. Still is. So let's just move it a little bit more. To about right about there. Should be about where the book has it. It says drag in production field to the design grid below ID control. So I'm going to drag in production down here as well. Okay, we might want to move it a little bit. Okay, there we have it. Okay. It says click the close button on the fields list pane. So we're just going to click the X right here. And it says click the ID control field until you see the orange border with selection handles on the borders and corners. Okay, so we're just going to click right here. Make sure you see the orange control handles. And we're going to right click with our mouse and we're going to click delete. We're going to select in production as well. Then right click and we're going to select delete as well. On the Design Contextual tab in the Controls group, we're going to click the text box button. So we're going to click on this Controls button and we're going to find text box, which is right here. The mouse pointer changes to a move pointer with a plus sign. So you see the plus sign right here on my screen. When you place it over the report, it should change to the plus sign. Position the pointer under price control and then click to create the text box control. So I'm just going to click somewhere about right here. Okay. If you need to move the control, select it and move the mouse pointer over the selection border until it appears as a four-sided arrow. So you should see the four-sided arrow. That's how you can move it. Just going to drag it over till I'm happy with where it is. Okay, that looks fine right now, or if we want to make it similar to the book, just slide it over a little bit more. Okay. It says select the text box control if it isn't already selected. On the Design Contextual tab in the Tools group, over here, let's see, it says click the Property Sheet button. Okay, Property Sheet opens in the Data tab. Click the down arrow on the control source and we're going to select in production. Notice the control now displays the field name in production, which means that it is now bound to that control. We're going to close the property sheet and we're going to click the in production label, which is over here that says text and a number, and then we're going to select the text in the label and we're going to type in production and press enter. Your screen should look similar to figure 8-9, which I would say for the most part ours does. Okay. It says go to the report view to view your changes. So we're going to go to view, report view. Now you can see that we have a picture, we have a title, the date and time. At the bottom of our page, wherever we would get to it, we would have the page numbers as well. And you can see in production is added. Alright, pause, leave the report open to use in the next exercise. Okay, use the Wingtip Toys Final Toy Summary Report. On the Design tab, okay, so we got to change it back to Design View. Okay, and we're going to be using calculated controls next. A calculated control is a control that displays the result of a calculation or an expression. It says to create a calculated control, you can either type an expression in the control property box or use the expression builder, which is a feature that provides names of fields and controls in a database. Alright, so on the Design tab in the Controls group, we're going to click the down arrow and we're going to select text box. Position the mouse pointer on the design grid and drag to the right to create and position a control the size of the one shown in figure 8-10. So I would guess that we need to start it about right here, and it looks like it's going to be about this large. Okay, so I'm just going to move it slightly this direction. Okay. And it says in the label, we're going to type investment. Okay, and then we're going to select the control, and we're going to right click, and then we're going to choose properties down here. If it isn't already displayed, on the data tab, in the control source, we're going to click the build button, which is the 3 dots. The expression builder dialog appears, and in the expression categories list, we're going to choose in stock. The in stock field is inserted in the expression box. So you want to double click on it, I guess, if it doesn't show up right here. So you want to make sure that in stock is listed right there once. Okay. Take note, all the list items in the expression categories on your screen may not match exactly the figure shown. So in the expression elements over here, we're going to click operators, and we're going to choose the asterisk. So double click on that asterisk to select multiplication. In the expression elements, we're going to click on toy summary again. And then we're going to find and double click on price in the expression category. So you may have to scroll down until you find price. There it is. Okay, so we're going to multiply the in stock times price. And it says to click OK. The expression appears in the control source row of the property sheet as well as in the control box in the detailed section of the report. So it'll show up over here. It'll also show up right here. Tells us to close the property sheet and change the report view and scroll through your report records to view the calculated totals. So we're going to go back to report view. Okay, and you'll see that we should have numbers for our investment. So what it's doing is it's taking the price times in stock. Alright, so next it tells us to close the report. Do you want to save changes to toy summary? We're going to click yes. Next, adding controls using a wizard. A control wizard can help you create controls such as command buttons, list boxes, combo boxes, and option groups. Still using wingtip totals for final. We're going to click the Create tab, and we're going to click on Form Design. A new blank form is created and the field list pane is displayed. If it isn't, click the Add Existing Fields button, and if necessary, we're going to click Show All Tables. Okay, we already have our tables showing. So that would be this plus sign right here. Make sure that you can see the fields here. It says that we're going to double click description and make sure that it actually shows up. Description, in stock, price, and in production to add it to the form. Select the in production control that you just added, and we're going to right click it and then select delete from the shortcut menu. So right click it right here, click delete. It says on the design tab we're going to click the more arrow in the controls group, which is right here. And then we're going to locate the use controls wizard and make sure it is turned on. Let's see. So you want it to have this red box around it. That means that it's on. The image to the left of the command should be highlighted, which it is for our situation. Okay, on the design tab in the controls group, we're going to locate and click the combo box. So here, oh, right here. Okay. Hover your mouse pointer over each control until you find it. The combo box should look like this. It says position the mouse pointer and drag to draw the rectangle shown in figure 8-14. So right below price, we're going to click and drag about like that. Okay, when you release the mouse button, the combo wizard appears. We're going to click the button beside I will type in the values that I want, and we're going to click next. In the empty cell below column 1 header, we're going to type yes. Oh, whoops. So click on that. It says continue typing values in the columns as shown in figure 8-15 using the down arrow key to move to the next row. So we're going to down arrow, no, until 2017, until 2018, until 2019, until 2020. Okay, once you have those typed in, we're going to click next, and then we're going to click the button beside store that value in this field, and we're going to select the down arrow menu and choose in production, then click next. And we're going to type in production in the text box and reposition the control to fix spacing if necessary. And we're going to click finish. Your screen should look similar to this, which ours does. It says a combo box is also known as a drop-down control because it is a combination of a text box with a list box that is hidden until you select the arrow next to the text box and it drops down. So we're going to change to form view. Okay, and it says scroll through the records and modify the in production field by selecting an item in the combo box for one or more records. Okay, so you can kind of scroll through here and you can see kind of how it changes, or you can use the drop down arrow to change it as well. So it tells us to save this, and we're going to name it inventory. Click OK. Alright. So we're going to use this inventory that we just had open for this next step-by-step, and we're going to be using the control wizard to add button controls. Okay, so it says to change to design view, and on the design tab in the controls group, we're going to click the button with the X's in it, just right here. And we're going to position the mouse pointer on the design grid and drag down and to the right to create a control the size of the one shown. Okay, so that's probably about right here. Just going to make it right there. Okay. When you release the button, the command button wizard appears. In the categories, we're going to select form operation, and then we're going to click close form, and then we're going to click next. On the next screen, keep the default settings that have the button contain the exit doorway displayed. We're going to click next. And on the final screen, we're going to type exit underscore inventory underscore form. And we're going to click finish. Okay. The default button name indicated your screen may differ depending on how the controls you have attempted to include. Notice that the image on the button control on the form has changed to the exit doorway as shown in figure 8-18. Save. Click the Save button on the Quick Access toolbar. The button control on the form. Click the button control on the form. On the Design tab, in the Tools group, we're going to choose View Code. Which is right here. Oh my, let's see here. The Microsoft Visual Basic for Applications window appears. Okay, we're going to click the Close button. Sorry, let's see. Click the Close button on the Visual Basic for Applications window, which is right here, and return back to Access. It says Change to Form View, and then click the newly created Close Form button to close the form. If a dialog box appears asking if you want to save changes, we're going to click Yes. Alright. Pause, leave the database open to use in the next exercise. For right now, we are going to pause right there, And this will be the end of part 1 for our lesson 8. We'll continue part 2 another time.